Let me get to the validation committee because time goes by very quickly. And Donna was going to tell me when I have only a few minutes left so I don't run over. But the validation committee was one of the 3 committees set up by the Common Core project. Less than 30 people. I was on it because of the work that I had done here in Massachusetts. Professor Milgram, as you heard from Jamie, was on it to a large extent because the governor of California wanted someone who'd been involved in the development of their first-class math standards on the validation committee. The validation committee was charged with ensuring that whatever standards the standards writers came up with would be 1, internationally benchmarked or comparable, 2, rigorous, 3, research-based. And Jim Milgram and I and 3 others were 5 of the less than 30 people who refused to sign off because we said the standards didn't meet any of those 3 criteria. So we posted our objections. He posted a 13-page criticism that is available for anyone who can understand mathematics. I don't, so I make that very clear. I focused on ELA, he focused on math, and he produced a 13-page criticism going standard by standard, strand by strand, of what the problems were, because he worked as a PhD in mathematics very closely with the math standards writers. This validation committee didn't care. Most of the members were not experts. Jim was the only mathematician on this validation committee. I was the only English language arts standards expert on this validation committee, which should raise the question, who was on this validation committee? And you'd have to look at the descriptions to realize that while they may have been prominent in different areas of education and research, they were not known in the fields of mathematics or English language arts standards. So we had something else going on with the validation committee that to this day Jim and I have not been able to figure out, because he knows that there was supposed to have been a 3rd pathway to calculus in those standards, and it never emerged. I wouldn't have been able to detect it. He, of course, would be able to tell you what standard should be there that would be in a trig course or in a pre-calculus course that would enable students taking a weak Algebra 2, which is where Common Core ends, what they would have to take in order to be prepared for a calculus course or some advanced math course in their freshman year if they were to be serious contenders for a STEM major in a selective college in this country. So we have this peculiar validation committee that we've written a lot about. Let me move on to the specifics of the flaws, and I'm only going to point to the page